another great news is that we're bringing dark mode not just to our stock apps, but to third-party apps as well, without developers doing anything. Okay, and so this is the Weibo app in China, which is that's the original kernel. But actually, working with third-party apps is sometimes a lot more complicated than our stock apps. So we have to adapt different tacticals for different layer of the app. Okay, there's background, there's icon background, there's images, there's text. Okay, so on different layer of this app, we have different strategy, and then we put them together to make a really beautiful dark mode for third parties. Okay, so this is another key improvement for the dark mode. Okay. Last one I want to talk about the animation. So in EMUI 10 we have improved a lot on the animation, but there is a perception there of what is the purpose of having animation in your user interactions. Some people think it's just because it's fancier. Actually, it's not. We implement animation because we want to, for the sake of performance, because we believe that the perception of smoothness many times comes from your mental, it can be altered by animation from mental perspective. I'll give you one simple example. You ask one person to wait for 10 seconds. One way is you show them a number 1, and then after 10 seconds you change that number to 10. Okay? Another approach is you create an animated progress bar, okay, that moves a long time. And we all know that this 10 seconds, the same 10 seconds feel shorter, right? If you have an animated progress bar. And so that is the mental effect that animation can have to make you think it's faster. Okay? And so that's why we designed a lot of animations around that purpose. And also we want to make the usage of the phone feel natural. So we apply a lot of our design for animation also comply with the laws of physics in the real world. So when you are interacting with something on the phone, you feel like you're interacting with something in the real world. I'll just give you some examples here. The simple tap action. Usually it takes 100 to 130 milliseconds. So that's the response time needed for the system to respond to a tapping. It's already very fast, but if you apply animation here, the people will feel it's smoother than without having animation. Okay, it looks like this. This is no animation. Okay, you press something, something come up, no animation. Okay, but if you had a screen on it, it feels smoother. Okay, with this screen effect animation. Not only that, we are also, just now I said about we respect the laws of physics, right? So the distance, the travel distance of that spring vary according to what you're pressing. If you're pressing a small icon, because so if something is small, it's light, right? Okay. So if something light applies on the screen, it doesn't travel that long, right? But if you're pressing something bigger, it travels more for the screen. If you press the whole screen, it goes even deeper. So give you a sense of the reality. You're interacting with something real in the world. Okay. And also, what is the best time frame for animation? People will say the faster the better, but actually it's not the case. Through our testing, we find that the most comfortable duration for animation when interacting is 300 milliseconds to 400 milliseconds. If you can do something faster than that, even if you can, people have the sensation of it's very abrupt. Okay? If you're longer than that, people feel your system is slow. Okay? So from our lab testing, we think the most appropriate duration is in the middle, optimal range. So look at this animation here. That's 200, 400, and 500. Okay, and from our testing with users, we feel this middle one is the most comfortable duration for transition. Let's look at it again. Okay. All right. So next, I want to talk about follow the physics. Okay, when you throw something on the screen, you want to feel like you're throwing an actual live object in the real life. Okay, so we always have this, depending on where the direction you throw this screen, so it has different trajectory. Okay, if you go to the left, and the trajectory is on the left side, right on the right side. Previously, no matter which direction you swipe, it just goes up and becomes an icon. But now we created the real life trajectory depending on the direction of your swiping and depending on your releasing point. Okay, where your hand is released. Okay, look at that again. So it's the same direction but different releasing point. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about respect the laws of physics, so you feel more natural interacting with your phone. Okay. We have a video for that. Sorry, the audio doesn't come out. Can you play that audio again? That's the a recap of the new UI UX design improvement. And next, I think before when I talk about HarmonyOS, I think you all feel excited and you're wondering when HarmonyOS is coming to the smartphone. And I think you might feel disappointed when I say it's not, as long as we can use Android. But actually, don't worry about that, because we are developing Huawei, we're developing HarmonyOS. So all this technology that we use in HarmonyOS, a lot of them we are also using them in EMUI. And distributed architecture is one of them. Okay? So in EMUI 10, we are applying distributed technology also into EMUI 10. The same thing we talked about in HarmonyOS. Okay? So in EMUI 10, as long as all these devices are running EMUI or the SDK required for distributed technology, then all these peripherals of the devices can be shared and across different devices. Okay, so when we ship EMUI 10, we're shipping with the scenario is we call multi-screen collaboration. So this is where we are virtualizing the hardware on the laptop of Huawei laptop. Okay, so all the peripherals on Huawei laptop can be used as peripherals for the smartphone. So your smartphone and your Huawei laptop and your Huawei smartphone running EMUI 10 can work together seamlessly as a one virtual super device. This is how it works. First, the connection is very seamless because Huawei laptop and Huawei smartphone support NFC. So you can just tap your smartphone on the laptop, then they're connected. In case where the NFC is not supported on some older Huawei laptop, you can also use your phone to scan a QR code so that they can be connected. So after they're connected, they become one device. Okay, what does that mean? Your smartphone screen will show up on your laptop. Okay, and whatever you're doing on your smartphone, you can continue to do them on the laptop with your laptop keyboard and mouse and the big gorgeous screen of your laptop. Okay. And the best thing is when you are working with your whatever you're already working on the phone, on the laptop, that phone you can do other things. They don't interfere with each other. Okay. By default, the phone the screen was locked, but you can still unlock it and do other things. Let your kids play with the game, and you're editing some notes that on your smartphone, on your laptop. Okay. When you are typing on the keyboard of your laptop, if you're typing here, let's say you're typing the email on the smartphone, but with the laptop keyboard, we can understand that you're now using a laptop keyboard. So the keyboard software also switched to laptop keyboard software. So we don't use your smartphone keyboard software for typing anymore, as long as you're typing on a laptop keyboard. Okay, because our keyboard software on laptop is always better than the keyboard on the smartphone, right? Okay. And also, you can seamlessly drag and drop contents between your smartphone and your laptop. Okay, so this is your smartphone screen. Okay, let's say you're writing a PowerPoint. So you can just open up your smartphone photo gallery and drag a photo and drop it in your PowerPoint slide. Vice versa. Okay, vice versa. You can drag and drop it. You can Control-C and Control-V, and does the same thing. Okay, so it works with your photo gallery, works with the email, works with the notes, works with the file management. Okay, so the benefit is that it utilizes what's the best on every device, right? What I talked about before, your laptop has the best keyboard and the mouse. Your laptop has a bigger screen. But not only that, your laptop has Microsoft Office that you're already familiar with, that is way more powerful than the Microsoft Office version on the smartphone version. Okay, and a lot of content are unfortunately on your smartphone, right? People might send you a PowerPoint via WhatsApp or other apps, and so you can edit these apps content with the software, powerful software on your laptop. Okay, professional software on your laptop. And think about it, you can watch TikTok video now on your laptop, right? You can, if your laptop is support touch screen, you can just swipe up and you can watch TikTok video. And so we are bringing a whole ecosystem of smartphone onto your laptop directly, right? So that these two devices become one device. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is available starting from EMUI 10. And this is you can try distributed experience even before Harmony OS. Okay. So here's the video about the multi-screen collaboration. So this is someone she's looking. First is connection, okay, with the NFC tapping, and then open up this your smartphone screen, and then he's dragging and drop a photo there, okay, on the screen, and then edit the photo. And after he finishes the document, he can drop it back into the smartphone so that he can send it to his friends, okay, very quickly. Right. Okay, so thank you very much. So this is a sneak peek of the EMUI 10 we'll be releasing, and hoping you can, if you have a P30 Pro, and later on we could start the beta testing. So you can experience it. But the multi-screen collaboration feature will not be available until our next flagship launch event. Okay. But the UX part you can experience, but not the. Sorry, I go back a little bit. So for the UX part, I talked about always-on display, balancing style design, variety color, adaptive icon, dark mode, smooth animation. Everything is available will be available on P30 Pro with EMUI 10, except the first one. Okay, the AOD will not be available on P30. It will only be available on the next flagship, because this colorful AOD require a next generation chipset, which is more power efficient. Okay, so but all the other 5 you could experience with EMUI 10 beta on your P30, P33. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. Okay, and if you have any questions for EMUI 10, you can ask me if you have any questions for EMUI 10. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sir James Bao.